Hey everyone, today I've got for you the Zelos Spearfish. This is going to be the copper variant, one of 6 of the original Spearfish variants that were released. Zelos released these earlier in 2022. They came out in a meteorite dial, a forged carbon dial, antique green, burnt orange. This copper dial is what we have here today. The dial is definitely the most striking part of the watch. It's got this guilloche, as they're calling it, pattern. The pattern is radial, so it creates a sunburst effect. Get real close here and you can see it, makes it look kind of like an original dial, a unique pattern. It's really quite striking. The metal, if it's copper or whatever it is they use to make it, is really quite striking, especially in sunlight. So there is a lot to appreciate and a lot to take in there. The hands and indices are a type of gunmetal, maybe even black. They provide really good contrast. They work well with the black ceramic bezel insert. So no real complaints there. Gunmetal or black hands and indices are not my personal favorite. I'm not necessarily attracted to them when I see them. So take that for what you will. But I think Zelos did an okay job here trying to make selections on what will go the best with the collection as they all dropped. This watch does have the hardness coating to 1200 Vickers across the bracelet and watch case. I'm extremely pleased with the performance of the hardness coating to date. This is a watch that has been worn by me and others. You cannot tell when you look at this watch. I know we all wear our watches for a number of different activities. You start to get wear on the clasp, the bracelet itself, the watch case, the lugs, maybe even onto the bezel. You can't see much of anything here on this watch. Now, I don't know how long the hardness coating will last, but for whatever it costs Zelos to put on there and the cost that they pass on to the customer, I think it's totally worth it. I'm very pleased there. This watch has the LJP G100 movement. The movement is plated for kind of a gunmetal color to it. It's a pretty good looking movement if you compare this to, your standard affair of, ETA or Sellita with a display back. It's not a beautiful movement, but it does look one step better than your kind of standard movements that you're able to see through the case back. So compliments there to Zelos on kind of doing a one-up there. The clasp has a quick adjust, toolless quick adjust, which is extremely convenient. The other thing to really note is that the end links have quick adjust spring bars. So switching out the bracelet to a leather strap, sailcloth, or rubber, whatever your preference is, makes it extremely easy. So kudos to Zelos there as well. I've seen the quick adjust spring bars on the bracelet, also on the Swordfish, and I'm a big fan. It makes the decision to go to another strap very convenient, and for that, I'm extremely grateful to have that capability. The bezel is not the best. It's a 60 click bidirectional bezel, and it's just a little sloppy, to be honest. There's a little bit of play just naturally, and the clicks themselves are kind of muddy. They really need to look into this bezel on the GMT drop that just came through, and really try to hone that in, make it a little more precise. You can't expect a Tudor level bezel movement or a Manta bezel kind of click on these for the price, but I really feel like there is something to be had. So that's my biggest complaint with the watch. I think the other style bezel, not the unidirectional, I think that is a little bit snappier. I could be wrong though. One thing that I always like to kind of test out is unscrew the crown if it is a screwed in crown. And I like to feel how solid or how flexible it is. The strongest watch I've ever had, the strongest stem I've ever had on a watch was on the Omega Aquaterra, and it was just rock solid. This has a little bit of movement on it. You know, you want to have confidence when you're adjusting your watch, winding it up, switching the date or the time. And when they're really flexible, when they're kind of flimsy, you know, you just have a bit of caution in your mind, and it's not something you're really wanting at the forefront of your head while you're messing with your timepiece. So this is okay. It's not the best. Give you another close-up here of this beautiful dial, which is definitely the reason why you're getting this watch is for the looks. And again, it is just really, really striking. The lume on this watch is, of course, Zelos quality. The indices are a bit slimmer down the middle than some of your other Zelos models, like the Mako or the Swordfish. So what I've observed is in the evening, after the initial blast of lume is gone, the watch doesn't have the exact same presence as a normal Zelos. Now, of course, the bezel insert is loomed, so there is plenty to look at in the evening. But without the loomed chapter ring, there really isn't that signature Zelos standout lume that you get with the Mako or the Swordfish. Not that that's a complaint, it's just a little different. Getting into the dimensions of the watch, it is a 40 millimeter watch, 47 millimeters lug to lug. This is supposed to measure in between 11 and 12 millimeters thick, not including the crystal, although the crystal really doesn't protrude. It's not proud at all of the bezel insert. Overall, a really handsome watch with a completely unique dial. Of course, I've got the warranty card here that comes with every Zelos. Again, this is the copper variant of the Zelos Spearfish. Y'all take care.